Did you know that there are people who keep their hair perpetually stretched because they hate the way their hair looks when it shrinks? Hate is a strong word, and I try my very best not to use hate when it comes to matters of hair. But it's the truth. There are people who hate, let me stop saying it often just in case they want to flag this video. There are people who strongly dislike the way that their hair looks when it shrinks. And if you don't already know, when it comes to natural hair, it's mostly natural hair that shrinks. Let's use the hair type chart. We know that from type 1 to type 4C, it gets progressively curlier. That's, the hair gets progressively curlier. So from type 1 hair, we have bone straight hair. Type 2 hair, 2ABC. 2 hair is wavy hair. So we have 2A, wavy, B, wavy. Then we have type 3, which is curly hair, from 3A, 3B, 3C, 4A, 4B, 4C. It gets curlier and curlier and curlier till we get into type 4, which is called coily. Now 4C is the kinkiest and coiliest hair type, and most times, in fact 100% of the time, 4C hair is the one that shrinks the most. And people who have 4C hair are usually the biggest complainers of how much they dislike and detest their shrinkage. Unfortunately, shrinkage is part of the package once you decide you want to grow natural hair. The only way you're not going to ever have to deal with shrinkage is if you keep your hair in a perpetually stretched state. What do I mean by this? It means your hair is always straightened. Now, you can straighten your hair by any method. It could be by using heat, which is blow drying, getting silk presses. It could even be by using chemicals like relaxers or texturizers. Once you start to use chemicals, you know it's no longer natural, kinky natural hair per se. There are people who even start getting these very specific treatments. They call them keratin treatments, that are meant to eliminate your curl pattern and make your hair straighter so that it's easier for you to manipulate and it's easier for you to care for it as part of your daily life. All of this is completely fine, and I am of the opinion that anybody that decides to grow their hair can do whatever it is they please with their hair, and they should not feel any kind of restriction to do so. But the problem that I have is where you begin to believe that because your hair is shrunken, there is something wrong with your hair. There is nothing wrong with your hair, and the fact that your hair shrinks means that your hair is very healthy. In fact, if you have type 4A, 4B, 4C, let's start from 3. So if you have 3A to 4C hair and that hair does not shrink, but you have not done anything to the hair, where you come from, meaning your tribe's people, they all have hair that shows coil and curl in some regard, but your own hair doesn't shrink, then that is where there is a problem. Your hair always has to shrink for you to know that it is healthy. Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is the channel where we break down everything you need to know about growing healthy, long, beautiful hair. Today we are going to be talking about shrinkage, what shrinkage actually is, why your hair shrinks, why you should embrace shrinkage, and most importantly, why it is one of the most powerful signs that your hair is very, very healthy. By the end of this video, I want you to look at shrinkage completely differently. If you are one of the people who struggle with it, I want you to be more intentional about accepting your hair the way that it is, with everything that it comes with, including shrinkage, and I hope that this video is going to help you do that. Let's get right into it. Why does shrinkage have such a bad reputation, and why do people think shrinkage is the enemy? The first thing you need to know is that we live in a culture that pushes or promotes length as progress, meaning the only time that people will believe that your hair is healthy, the only time people will believe your hair is doing well is when it is long. Other than that, people don't really consider other things. The longer your hair is, the more your hair and you are going to be celebrated. The more progress it looks like you made because your hair is long, the healthier people think that your hair is. Whereas, I have said this in a video before, long hair does not exactly mean healthy hair. And so when your hair shrinks, when it coils up after you've washed it, when your hair, when it is straightened, get all the way to your waist, or after washing or after moisture has touched it, it comes all the way to your ear, it starts to feel like all of the work that you've put into growing your hair was for nothing. Social media has actually made this worse. Social media is one of the most powerful tools in shaping people's minds and opinions on basically any and everything, and hair is not exempt from this. And so because of all of this, shrinkage is never really celebrated as a sign of healthy hair, as a sign of growth, as a sign of progress. The only time that people begin to celebrate shrunken hair is when the owner of the hair, let's assume is a creator, post a video or a picture or something where you see them with hair that is close to their scalp, and then maybe they've stretched out one part of their hair and you can see that the hair is actually long. Then people come into the comment section asking for secrets, asking for tips and whatnot. But that whole thing is wrong, and it has led so many women, especially women with type 4 hair that tends to shrink more, to believe that their hair shrinking is a problem. And because they believe it's a problem, they begin to look for all manner of things that they can do to eliminate that shrinkage, to keep their hair looking long at all times. A lot of the time when you try to manipulate your hair to constantly show length, you are actively working against the length, the health and the retention you are also supposed to be building. Your hair goals are longer hair. Your hair goals are for you to retain length. Your hair goals thicker hair, but you keep doing things that will cause you not to hit any of these hair goals. Most of the time, these women don't know it. They think they are innocently trying to reduce shrinkage so that they can see the growth and all of the length that they are working for. When you remove shrinkage, you are literally taking away the health of your hair. The actual science behind shrinkage is that shrinkage is a result of your hair's curl pattern. I've already run you through the hair types according to the hair type chart. 4C hair has the tightest coil, closely followed by 4B hair, and then we have 4A hair. And as the hair types progress back to type 1, the hair curl pattern is looser until it gets to the very straight hair, which is type 1 hair. When this hair type is in its most natural state, it tends to spring back, meaning it shrinks. And the tighter the coil, the more the hair appears to shrink compared to its stretched out length. Now, 4C hair can shrink anywhere from 50% to 75% of its actual length, which means if your hair is 10 inches in length, by the time it shrinks, it can look about 2.5 inches. And if your hair is waist length or even butt length, by the time it shrinks, it can even look like it doesn't get to your eyebrow. This is the way 4C hair is naturally. That does not mean your hair is damaged. It does not mean stunted growth. It simply means that your hair is doing what it is naturally supposed to do. Please take note of this and try to encourage yourself that there is nothing you can do, and the sooner you embrace your shrinkage, the better you get at caring for your hair. The important part is that the degree of shrinkage your hair experiences is directly related to its moisture levels and elasticity. Hair that is well moisturized and has good moisture levels also has good elasticity. Good elasticity means that the hair is going to stretch and spring back without snapping or breaking. So this is the redefinition of shrinkage that I want you to adapt and to accept. Go ahead and comment below. Is shrinkage something you struggle with? Do you have type 4 hair? Are you comfortable with the way that your hair looks when it shrinks? Or do you always try to keep your hair straightened even if you've not gotten to the point of needing or wanting or desiring to use chemicals to straighten it yet? Next important thing I want to touch on is how shrinkage actually protects your hair. When your hair curls up into its natural pattern, it is doing several things simultaneously that actually help with length retention. It is keeping your ends protected, it is signaling good moisture levels, it is reducing tangling and single strand knots, and it is reducing exposure to environmental damage. When your hair is in its shrunken state, the hair, especially the ends, are tucked closer to your scalp. They are not hanging exposed, rubbing against one another, and so because of this, they don't become dry, they don't become brittle, and the entire hair is preserved. Shrinkage signaling good moisture levels means that a hair strand that is well moisturized is a hair strand that is flexible, resilient, and less prone to breakage. For the next one, people actually think the reverse is the case. When it comes to shrinkage and tangling, yes, your hair tends to tangle when it is shrunken, but it is less prone prone to the kind of tangling that hair that is just hanging out tends to go through. And for environmental damage, because your hair is shrunken and is closer to your scalp, it is less exposed to the elements like sun, like wind, like rain. So shrinkage is not fighting your hair goals, but instead it is supporting them in ways you may not even have considered. The next very important thing, what happens when you constantly stretch your hair because you don't like shrinkage? The very first thing that happens is heat damage. Now, there are different ways you can stretch your hair, but the options people normally go for include blow drying and getting silk presses outside of the chemicals. A safer way that you can stretch or straighten your hair is by African threading. I will continue to recommend African threading for the people who prefer their hair stretched, but there are people who still don't know about African threading, and so because of this, they would rather just blow dry their hair or get a silk press. You will get heat damage. Yes, you already know that heat damage is something you can always get from constant stretching or straightening of the hair. And a lot of times, even when you don't do it constantly, getting your hair silk pressed once by somebody that doesn't know how to do it right, especially coily or kinky hair, can permanently damage your hair. And so heat damage is the most common end result of constant straightening or stretching. The next thing is tension and mechanical damage. Constant stretching, even for techniques like African threading, like banding, tight rollers, cause friction. They require a lot of manipulation on their own. Because of this, they will definitely cause breakage to a degree. Now, when you repeat these same techniques on the same sections of hair, over time, all of that damage compounds. And if you don't see the result of it now, you will definitely see it in the near future. And then we have manipulation. Normally, for you to preserve your hair, your length, the health of the hair, the volume of the hair, you're supposed to manipulate it minimally. You're supposed to style it and allow it to rest. But when you are constantly stretching your hair, because the natural state of the hair is coily, kinky, and compact, stretching or straightening the hair requires that you do it more frequently than you would do a protective style. And we already know constant tension, constant manipulation, constant styling is going to make your hair brittle, is going to make your hair fragile, and can negate everything you're working for. Although I've said all this, I want to also highlight that there are people who have safely stretched or straightened their hair. The difference between somebody that suffers from damage, mechanical damage, damage from tension and friction due to constant straightening or stretching, and the people who don't experience it even though they stretch and straighten their hair, is that the people who stretch and straighten their hair do so infrequently. Someone like me, I more recently switched from allowing my hair to air dry to blow drying so that my hair dries faster. I deal less with itchy scalp, and I just don't spend so much time waiting for my hair to dry before I go about the rest of my business. I blow dry my hair every 2 to 3 to even 4 weeks. I don't do it every week. I blow dry the hair, I protect style it, and I don't touch it until the next 2, 3, 4 weeks. That is how you can do it safely instead of straightening the hair every single week because you prefer it looking permanently stretched. You also have to remember that if you prefer your hair stretched, you can't just leave the hair out. Leaving the hair out means humidity is going to touch the hair, moisture may touch the hair, and if you straighten natural hair and leave it out, whether you like it or not, it's going to shrink back, meaning you will have to stretch or straighten it again. In everything that you do when it comes to your hair, your goal should be minimizing manipulation. Minimizing manipulation. Do your best to keep your hands out of your hair. Do your best not to have hair tools in your hair all the time. Do your hair, style your hair, and leave the hair alone for weeks at a time, and then come back and do whatever else you need to do to the hair. And now I'm going to give you very important pointers that will enable you embrace your shrinkage better, which in turn means you'll be able to care for your hair better because you're no longer trying to avoid shrinkage. The first thing you're going to need to do is redefine what progress looks like to you. Progress does not necessarily mean your hair is getting longer. Progress can also look like your hair looking thicker, looking fuller, looking healthier. These are the things that you should look out for instead of hyperfixating on length. Then choose low manipulation styles. If you are trying to retain length or even grow your hair healthier, your goal should be to reduce manipulation as much as possible. Limit heat to special occasions or space how frequently you use heat. I gave you the example of using heat every 2, 3, 4 weeks. If you don't want to do it this way, simply only use heat when you have maybe a birthday, a party, or an event coming up. Then you can revert to your low manipulation hair care. Do your best to allow your hair to remain in its natural state as best as you can. It takes a lot of getting used to if you're not used to it, but trust me, the more you see your hair out, the better you're going to like it. I can even take it a step further for you. Leave your hair out, maybe style it nicely, go out. Once people begin to appreciate what they see, you too will soon start to appreciate what you see. A lot of the times it can be difficult to embrace your hair when you don't really like what you see in the mirror, but there is beauty that you have which other people can see, which even you have not seen yet. And that's it. Let me quickly round this up with the most important point, which is that shrinkage is not your enemy. Shrinkage is a sign of extremely healthy hair. The more your hair shrinks, the healthier your hair is. I want you to take this particular point and keep it in mind. It is very important that you also find creators, natural hair creators, that speak positively about natural hair. This will completely change the way you view your hair. Try to find creators with hair type similar to yours. Listen to them talk about their hair. Listen to them when they speak on what they use, how they grew to the place where they love their hair completely, and all of such topics. And you too will get there. Hope you found this video helpful. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.